Has your dungeon rating been a little lackluster recently? Maybe it's time you up your skills by enrolling in Dungeon Academy.
And I'm Sara Meadows, and today we're reviewing the game Dungeon Academy. This is from the Op and Madigo. It's from designer Julian Elaine and artwork by Regis Torres.
It's a 1 to 6 player roll and write dungeon exploration game. The Op sent us a copy of it, so let's take a look at how it's played.
To set up Dungeon Academy, give each student an adventure sheet and a pencil, as well as a random character card and indicated health and mana tokens.
Then, set up the rooms for your dungeon by adding the dice specific to the level you are playing to the roof of your dungeon, shake and flip, and when you're ready to begin, start the app or sand timer and reveal your dungeon.
All the players will then immediately start navigating the dungeon using their own player sheets. The vials of blue and red potion will add to your stats, while the small blue and red blobs will detract. Large monsters will cost you 2 health or mana to pass through, and special dice will limit your path, give you special bonuses, or require that you cross through them before exiting the dungeon.
The first player to finish their journey will grab for the number 1 exit card, and each player to finish after that will take a card as well. Once everyone is finished, the loot will be divvied up based on that order, and these cards can be used in future rounds.
Everyone will retrace their steps, tally their stats, and record bonus points before proceeding to the next level of the dungeon.
After 4 rounds, players will tally up their scores and see who ended up as the valedictorian from Dungeon Academy. Alright, so this might be the game that I've been looking for. It's a roll and write game that actually builds a pretty rich theme around it that you actually feel as you're going through the game. It changes up a little bit from round to round, although you're doing the same basic thing each time, but solving the puzzle, just like any good roll and write, is the meat and the core to what this game offers.
Yeah, and everyone is using that same puzzle. I like roll and writes that you are all given the same information and who uses it the best. And this one has character power, so that does change on how you use it, but who uses the best will be the winner of the game.
And those character powers are really pretty varied. You have characters that have a lot of mana to start off with and a lot of health, but maybe their reward isn't as great. And then you have other characters who may not have as great of starting stats, but you may score big points each round if you're able to utilize the ability that's on that card.
I think one key to winning the game is also making sure that you use those end round bonuses at the bottom of the sheet in a good, effective way. If you just happen to make it through every time and do mediocre, then you will do mediocre in the end game scoring.
Yeah, the way that scoring works is that each round, as you defeat those bosses, you'll collect the tokens, and then you get to pick which one of those 4 items at the bottom do you want to score, and being strategic about trying to go through as many small blue and red blobs as you can on the round could make the difference in the scoring. Every time we've played it, it's been decently tight scoring, and usually the winner has had 2 or 3 extra points on each of those bottom scores each time.
One thing that sets this apart from a lot of other roll and writes is the real-time aspect to it. It's like if you were in a dungeon trying to get out, you are doing this real time, so there's not a lot of time to sit and plan out and think. It's, I have to get through this quickly. You will have that timer, and it has this super nice app that definitely adds to the feeling while you're playing this game.
Yeah, and really, while the app and the timer are good pressures, the real pressure is other players beating you to those cards, because those loot cards make a really big difference in your end game. A lot of those will give you abilities that make a big difference in the next round, or they'll just straight up give you points, and that's another great way to boost your score at the end of the game.
If this sounds like something you're interested in, check out Dungeon Academy from the Op, and then be sure to check out our other videos from Tantrum House.
Takes the roll and write mechanic that we're seeing everywhere, it invents some new stuff, and it really... We nailed it! Good job, babe.